All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the Cleveland Browns. Folks, Joe Flacco, Kevin Stefanski, it's unbelievable. What the Cleveland Browns are doing right now is absolutely unbelievable. Joe Flacco, like this dude, I am so happy for my Cleveland Browns fans, guys. They've won 4 straight football games. They just obliterated one of the best defenses in the National Football League, 37-20 this past Thursday night against the New York Jets. They're sitting here at 11-5. They've won 4 straight games. They've got 1 game left on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. This is the last team I want to play in the entire National Football League. Like, it's the last team. Joe Flacco against the New York Jets defense just hung up 3 touchdowns and 309 yards. They had 34 points in the first half. This team could make a legitimate Super Bowl run with Joe Flacco at the helm. Now, I also want to just say, before we get into this video officially, Deshaun Watson, before he got injured, took down the best team in the league in the Baltimore Ravens. Like, this team is just loaded. And they've had 4 different quarterbacks. Nick Chubb played literally 2 games. He played 1 full football game, and they're 11-5. Like, the Browns, before the season began, were huge threats. You know, with that defense, if the quarterback position was figured out, they were huge threats. And Deshaun Watson, PJ Walker, DTR, Joe Flacco, all 4 of these guys have really done a phenomenal job. And once again, Kevin Stefanski should really get a look at Coach of the Year. I don't know who the current frontrunner is, but I think at this point in time, Kevin Stefanski is my current Coach of the Year. Now, before we get into tonight's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. This is my first Browns video of the entire season. Browns fans, I love you guys so much. We did a ton of Browns content all summer, had to deal with some BS legal stuff, so we're back. If we try and get this video to 200 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. And as always, if you guys want more Browns videos, let me know down below. But, you know, so Joe Flacco is a winning quarterback, right? You know, the joke is he's an elite QB. He's got that Super Bowl ring. They've got the defense. They've got the weapons. I mean, they just put up 37 points without Amari Cooper, their wide receiver 1. And Njoku's having one of the best. He's having a career year. I mean, the dude's almost a 1,000-yard receiver this season. Jerome Ford's done a phenomenal job. Kareem Hunt's done a phenomenal job. The offensive line's done a phenomenal job. It's just, this is the last team I would want to play. And when we take a look at teams like the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs and, you know, the Buffalo Bills and whatever, you know, these are good football teams. These are really good football teams. But Cleveland should be in that conversation. And people are so blown away by Joe Flacco, and they just don't, you know, I don't think people want to fully buy into it because Joe Flacco's 38 years old. He's like LeBron James right now. 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, over 1,600 yards. He's a gunslinger. He's going to sling that football. He's going to make some mistakes. He's going to throw some interceptions. The joke right now is, you know, he played for like 10 years against Troy Polamalu. Like, he's not afraid of guys like Sauce Gardner. He's not afraid of these secondaries. If he's going to throw an interception, he's going to throw an interception. But the whole field is just wide open. I mean, it's wide open. And what we're seeing right now, man, words cannot express it. They hung up 34 on the Jets in the first half. I mean, they're on a 4-game winning streak right now. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the Chicago Bears, and the Houston Texans. And one thing I've really noticed in the last 2 weeks more so with Joe Flacco was, you know, we go back to that Jags game. It was a 4-point victory. We go back to that Bears game. It was a 3-point victory with a huge fourth quarter by Joe Flacco and the Browns defense getting stop after stop after stop. But what we've seen in the last 2 weeks is things just coming together more efficiently and more effectively. And you're seeing that on the scoreboard, and you're seeing that with your own 2 eyes. You know, they won against Houston 36-22. The Jets 37-20. So the defense is the defense. The defense has done a phenomenal job all season. They're ranked 12th in the league. You've got Myles Garrett. You've got a bunch of dudes who are just making a ton of plays all across the roster, literally all across the roster, no matter their age. Guys defensively are making plays. So what I know is defense wins championships still. And the Cleveland Browns have a championship level defense. Like, they have one of the best defenses in the entire National Football League. And now they're coming off back-to-back weeks where their offense, with their 4th quarterback in Joe Flacco, who looks the best out of all four, even though Deshaun, this isn't a Deshaun Watson video. He did take down the Baltimore Ravens. It was early on in the season. He hadn't played in over a year. You had to give the benefit of the doubt there. But Joe Flacco, back-to-back 36-point games, plus 36, 37. We'll see them one more time against Cincinnati. It's just unbelievable. And no matter their seed, and no matter where they finish in the regular season, if they finish 11-6, if they finish 12-5, this is quite literally the last team I want to play in the first round of the playoffs. And they just deserve monumental credit. And I'm so curious to see what the future of this team looks like in general, because they've got a very nice future. They've got a very nice roster. I'm curious what the QB situation is going to be next season. I love DTR. If you guys are a fan of this channel, you know my thoughts on DTR at UCLA. I think the dude's an absolute dog. Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco. Next season's going to be interesting. But at this current point, they still have one game left and hopefully a deep playoff run. So let's take a look at this game this past Thursday. Joe Flacco, 19 of 29, 309 yards, 3 touchdowns, and that 1 interception. Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt, the whole team did a phenomenal job running. 28 total rushes, 127 total yards, averaging 4.5 yards per carry and a touchdown by Kareem Hunt. Jerome Ford, 64 yards. Kareem Hunt, 31 yards. Then we take a look at the wide receiver room. Jerome Ford also chipped in 2 catches for 57 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. Absolute beast. If you have him in your fantasy football championship, I'm sure you're quite excited right now. I lucked out. I played Amari Cooper, and Amari Cooper didn't play. Joku really stepped up. This dude's done a phenomenal job all season. They've got a beautiful 1-2 punch duo. Elijah Moore did get banged up, unfortunately, but before that, 5 catches, 61 yards, and a touchdown. But in Joku, 6 catches, 134 yards. We're going to pair him up with Amari Cooper. They are just really good. And one crazy stat to me is they're top 10 in the league in points per game. And they've had 4 quarterbacks. I mean, it's just absolutely unbelievable what we're seeing right now. It really is. DTR, I know he's got 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. PJ Walker, 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions. And they've won games and they've scored points. And they've just found ways to win back when they needed to find ways to win. But now they're not scraping by. They've got their quarterback for the rest of the season, and Mr. Joe Flacco, elite quarterback himself. And it just really is beautiful. I mean, it really is what Kevin Stefanski has done. And once again, everyone's just kind of given Joe Flacco his flowers as they should. But we got to give flowers to Coach Stefanski. We got to throw him in Coach of the Year race. We got to give him at least a top 2 in Coach of the Year. And this team, even before Joe Flacco came into town, they're really good at football. And they are not a team you should take lightly. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. I do want to give a quick shout out to my boy Swaggy, who also covers the NBA, these NFL. These are his clips. I'll link his channel down below in the comment section. So thank you guys for watching. If you want more Browns videos, let me know down below. But guys, how far is this team going to the playoffs? Let me know. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next time.